In a recent poll that I made on the community part of my YouTube channel, you told me you would like to see more videos about neighborhoods discoveries. So, in this first neighborhood discovery video, I'll show you the Montmartre I love, and we'll go far beyond the usual Sacré-Coeur, Place du Tertre and Moulin Rouge trio that visitors usually see. Here is the route, link in description, of our day trip through Montmartre, from the Colincourt metro station to the Blanche metro station. There are many things to see in Montmartre, but following this path, you'll be able to see 20 places that are the essence of Montmartre. The reason why we start this stroll from the Colincourt station is that it is the highest in Paris, and therefore it will take less uphill to reach the highest point of Montmartre. To start the journey, we'll take these stairs. Our first leg of today's stroll will be the most tiring, with 3 flights of stairs to climb. We will first go to the statue of Saint-Denis. This statue was placed here to remind us of a tragic legend. This is a statue of Saint-Denis, first bishop of Paris, beheaded and carrying his head in his hands. Denis, tortured in the 3rd century by the Romans, is said to have walked carrying his head to the place of his burial, the current city of Saint-Denis, stopping at a fontaine at Montmartyrium, Montmartre, to wash his head there. This is where the fontaine was. Now, just a short walk to Villa Léandre, one of Paris' most beautiful streets. This villa, which means private dead end street, is really a gem. A few Anglo-Saxon style red brick houses adorn this quiet and picturesque cobbled lane. Very quiet street in the middle of a bustling city. In just 4 minutes, via Avenue Junot, we will reach the Passe-Muraille. At the bottom of this small square is a strange statue coming out of the wall, the Passe-Muraille. Le Passe-Muraille is a sculpture made by a famous actor, Jean Marais, inspired by a famous novel, also called The Passe-Muraille, by Marcel Aimé. Next stop, Place Dalida. Place Dalida is the square of Montmartre dedicated to French music icon Dalida. Dalida, maybe the most famous French female singer of the 60s and 70s, loved the neighborhood of Montmartre, where she lived. That's a portrait of her. Rue de l'Abreuvoir is one of the most picturesque streets of Paris, with the Sacré-Coeur Basilica in the background. You wouldn't think you were in Paris, but in a small provincial village. On top of the Rue de l'Abreuvoir is the famous Maison Rose, or Pink House. At the corner of Rue de l'Abreuvoir and Rue des Saules, la Maison Rose is famous for having been painted many times by Maurice Utrillo. Now it's a restaurant. The Montmartre vineyard, whose official name is Clos-Montmartre, is a vine planted on the Montmartre hill since the 12th century. This wine has long been considered to be plonk, but this is no longer the case today because everything is done to ensure that it is of quality. In fact, an oenologist and a winemaker take care of this vine. Au Lapin Agile is a famous Montmartre cabaret. It used to be a favorite spot for struggling artists and writers, including Picasso, Modigliani, Apollinaire, Romain Greco and Utrillo. We are really here, in a completely different Montmartre than the one a tourist will expect, more peaceful, even bucolic. Let's go to the square Marcel Bleustein-Blanchet, also named Square de la Turlure, right behind the Sacré-Coeur, and then to the famous Place du Tertre. This is not the usual view of the Sacré-Coeur, as we are behind the church. How to have a quiet and beautiful view of the Sacré-Coeur without any crowd. Free public toilets in Paris. They are automatically washed after each user. The Sacré-Coeur Basilica is located at the summit of the Butte Montmartre, the highest point in the city of Paris. Let's walk around the Basilica to reach Place du Tertre. The graveyard behind these walls is officially the highest point in Paris, at an altitude of 130 meters 53. Usually very busy, the Place du Tertre is the most touristic place in Montmartre. Here was born the name Bistro. I shot these images very early in the morning in April. Let's see how it looks at noon on a summer day. With its many artists setting up their easels each day for the tourists, the Place du Tertre is a reminder of the time when Montmartre was the mecca of modern art. At the beginning of the 20th century, many painters including Pablo Picasso, Amedeo Modigliani and Maurice Utrillo were living there, some at the nearby Le Bateau-Lavoir. Now let's go and visit the Sacré-Coeur. The Basilica of the Sacred Heart of Paris, commonly known as Sacré-Coeur, is a Roman Catholic church and a minor basilica dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. The basilica was the second most visited monument in Paris in 2018, after Notre Dame, with 10 million visitors. Construction began in 1875 and was completed in 1914. The basilica was consecrated only after the end of World War I in 1919. The secret of the whiteness of the Sacré-Coeur is its specific stone, which cleans itself in contact with the rain. Let's go and visit the church. It is open from 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. mosaic in the apse, entitled Christine Majesty, measures 475 square meters and is one of the largest mosaics in the world. The dome rises to 83 meters. The first stained glass windows, installed between 1903 and 1920, were destroyed during World War II and replaced by contemporary stained glass. June 16, 1875, laying of the first stone. October 16, 1919, consecration of the basilica. Let's go and see the panoramic view and then a beautiful mural. The craze for lovers' padlocks has struck again. If you want to make a fun photo, now is the time. Just take your camera and turn it until this building looks like a house sinking in the grass. Like this. One last look at the Sacré-Coeur. For the price of a metro ticket, or if you have a pass, the funicular allows you to avoid many steps. If you've seen the fourth movie in the John Wick series, these stairs may look familiar to you. François Honor is a graffiti artist from Nîmes in the south of France. On this wall, he represented the portrait of an old gypsy from where he lives. Let's walk down Rue Gabriel and Rue Ravignan to the Bateau-Lavoir. Typical French encounter in Montmartre. The Bateau-Lavoir, wash house boat, is the nickname of this building, famous in art history as a residence and meeting place for a group of outstanding early 20th century artists, men of letters, theatre people and art dealers such as Pablo Picasso, Amedeo Modigliani, etc. Please excuse this very dark sequence. Wallace fountains are public drinking fountains named after, financed by and roughly designed by Sir Richard Wallace. A great aesthetic success, they are recognized worldwide as one of the symbols of Paris. Now we go to Place des Abbesses, but I've got a surprise for you at the middle of the journey. Fancy an excellent ice cream? Moustache is one of Paris' best ice cream parlors. There is something very famous in this little garden. The wall of I Love You, in French Le Mur des Je t'aime, is a love-themed wall composed of 612 tiles of enameled lava on which the phrase I love you is featured 311 times in 250 languages. The wall includes the words I love you in all major languages, but also in rarer ones like Navajo, Inuit, Bambara and Esperanto. Have you found your native language? Mine is here. The Abbesses metro station's entrance, designed by Hector Guimard, is one of only two remaining glass-covered dragonfly entrances. another Fontaine Wallace. Let's go to a cafe made famous by the Amélie movie. There are excellent shops in Rue Lepic. Charles de Gaulle once said, "How can anyone govern a nation that has 246 different kinds of cheese?" A famous setting from the movie Amélie, the Café des Deux Moulins is where the character works. Just opposite to the Café des Deux Moulins, do not hesitate to push the door of the charming Passage Lepic. Haven of peace in the middle of the city. Do you know what is famous all over the world on Place Blanche? Yes, you got it, the Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge is a cabaret created in 1889 and best known as the birthplace of the modern form of the French can-can dance. Today, the Moulin Rouge is a tourist attraction offering musical dance entertainment for visitors from around the world. The club's decor still contains much of the romance of fin de siècle France. Before ending our walk, one last visit to the Cité Véron. Can you imagine you are just meters away from one of the busiest streets in the neighborhood? In this building lived neighbors Boris Vian and Jacques Prévert. If you don't know them, Prévert is the most famous poet of France's 20th century, also a screenwriter, and Vian was well known for his writing and his music. I hope you enjoyed this walk to discover Montmartre. If so, feel free to click on the like button and subscribe to my channel.